The special session of the Independent School District 535 School Board is called to order at 5:30 p.m. on Thursday, October 25th, 2018, in room 137 of the Addison Building. Present at the board table is Mr. Michael Munoz, Superintendent of Schools, and a non-voting ex officio member of the board. Also present is Ms. Wendy Edgar, the Assistant Board Clerk. Ms. Edgar, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Barlow.
Here.
Mrs. Becker.
Here.
Chair Marvin.
Here.
Mr. Slusner.
Here.
Ms. Seelinger.
Here.
Mr. Smith. Ms. Workman.
Here.
Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2.01 approval of the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda?
No changes.
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 7.01 approval of purchase agreement for the purchase of land near the multi-service building MSB. This is a briefing item. Mr. Munoz.
Yes, just a little bit of background. On February 22nd, 2018, the district entered into an agreement with Roche Commercial Real Estate for the purpose of selling the multi-service building, MSB, located at 9.5 Street Southeast. The school board met in closed session with the staff on July 17, 2018 to review the potential purchase agreement. And on August 7, 2018, the board approved the purchase agreement with Olmsted Medical Center. While working toward the closing, a portion of the parking lot the district had used and maintained for decades was determined to not be owned by the district. The south parking lot area on the west side of MSB is owned by Fairway Outdoor Advertising. The district staff offered $35,000 to purchase the entire parcel owned by Fairway. And we have finally reached an agreement with them, and they have accepted our offer. And the funding for the purchase will come out of operating capital account, and we'll reimburse once we get the funding from the OMC. It's my recommendation that the board approve the commercial industrial purchase agreement with Fairway Outdoor Advertising as the piece of land that I mentioned.
Any questions? This is a briefing item at this point.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to move this to action. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's now an action item. Be it resolved that the School Board of Independent School District 535 does hereby approve the commercial industrial purchase agreement with Fairway Outdoor Advertising in the amount of $35,000 for the purchase of land near the multi-service building located at 109. 10 9.5 Street Southeast, Rochester, Minnesota.
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 7.02, closed session. This is an action item. Mr. Barlow.
Pursuant to Minnesota Statute, Section 13D.05, Subdivision 2A3, I make a motion to move into closed session for consideration of educational data and the administration's recommendation with respect to the proposed removal from enrollment of students who are not in compliance with the requirements of Minnesota Statute, Section 121A.5.
Move approval.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are now in recess at 5:34 p.m. We are reconvened at 5:42 p.m. We have an action item before us. Now, therefore, be it resolved as follows. The school board hereby accepts and adopts the facts and conclusions outlined in the notice of proposed expulsion as the basis for its decision. School board hereby expels a student from the schools of Independent School District 535 Rochester from October 25th, 2018 through October 24th, 2019. The The superintendent or a designee is directed to mail the following to the student and to the student's parent: a copy of this resolution and a letter stating that the student has been expelled from October 25th, 2018 through October 24th, 2019, and may apply to resume attending school in the district the first school day after the period of expulsion ends. The superintendent or a designee is directed to identify the alternative educational services or special education and related services that are available to the student during the period of expulsion if the student wishes to take advantage of them. The superintendent or a designee is directed to make an electronic report of the expulsion to the Commissioner of the Minnesota Department of Education within 30 calendar days, as required under Minnesota Statute Section 121A.53. Be it further resolved that the student is not allowed on any Rochester Public Schools property except for the building for which the student is assigned, nor is the student allowed to participate in any extracurricular student activities during the period of this expulsion.
Approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. And now we have a word from Mr. Munoz.
Yes, before we close the meeting, just want to acknowledge that we celebrated Lights On after school at Kellogg Middle School, and it's an opportunity to recognize all the great programming that goes on, not only in our district, but across the United States. I think there's around 800 rec programs going on, 8,000, across the country, and it's just a great opportunity to make people aware of all the great opportunities that we provide for students after school. So we're happy that we're able to do that at Kellogg Middle School.
Thank you, Mr. Munoz. And Mr. Schlusner.
One last chance for a shout out for Boo Fest this weekend, Century High School. Come and not be scared and support the Public School Foundation.
Family friendly. Great, thank you. And we are adjourned at 5:44 PM.